Welcome back, Days fans. If you thought Salem had settled down, think again. The May 20th episode of Days of Our Lives is about to explode with long-awaited returns, fiery confrontations, hidden truths, and emotional reunions. From Ari Horton's suspicious homecoming, to Gabby and JJ's revived rivalry, to Shawn and Belle's unexpected emotional reconnection, this episode delivers layer upon layer of intensity. Let's break it all down and analyze what it means for the days and hearts ahead in Salem. After years away from the spotlight, Ari Horton finally steps back into Salem, and not a moment too soon. But while her return brings a flood of memories, hugs, and birthday excitement, there's something lurking just beneath the surface, a dangerous secret. Gabby Hernandez, who's been emotionally stretched thin by recent events, is visibly moved to see her daughter again. She embraces her with genuine joy, and for a moment, it feels like a piece of her fractured world is falling back into place. Plans begin forming for a grand birthday celebration on May 21st, and the mood appears festive. But Ari's return is anything but simple. Insiders say the money Ari recently requested from Gabby, supposedly to book her flight home, was never about the trip. Instead, it may have been funneled toward a very different purpose, helping Doug Williams III out of a dangerous bind. Doug has long been rumored to be involved in high-stakes debts and questionable alliances. If Ari is entangled in those dealings, whether romantically, financially, or out of misguided loyalty, she may have just pulled her mother into something far darker than she realizes. And if Gabby finds out, her reaction will be nothing short of explosive. Gabby has a long history of not tolerating deception, especially from family. If she feels betrayed, and especially if it's tied to someone she doesn't trust like Doug, this so-called homecoming could quickly unravel into a fierce mother-daughter collision. With Ari's birthday just a day away, what was meant to be a joyful celebration could become a public reckoning, one filled with suspicion, confrontation, and heartbreak. What is Ari hiding? And once it's exposed, will there be anything left to celebrate? As if Ari's secret weren't enough to rattle Gabby, another figure from her past re-emerges just in time to reignite old flames of conflict, JJ Devereaux. Their relationship has never been simple. It's been scarred by betrayals, emotional manipulation, and choices neither of them have fully recovered from. And now, years later, that tension still lingers, festering beneath the surface, just waiting to explode. Today, that explosion happens. What begins as a brief exchange quickly turns into a verbal firefight, centered around E.J. Demera's murder case. JJ continues to push the idea that Gabby has never truly played by the rules, always operating in moral gray zones and blurring the lines between victim and aggressor. Gabby, for her part, fires back with venom. She accuses JJ of self-righteousness, of judging her without understanding her circumstances. She points to his past mistakes, his drug use, his own bouts with dishonesty, and questions why he's still trying to stand on moral high ground. But this isn't just about EJ. This is about years of silence and bitterness finally finding a voice. And the timing couldn't be worse. With Gabby already teetering on the edge due to Ari's suspicious return and Beau's worsening condition, this confrontation adds another layer of emotional instability. She's under pressure from every direction, and JJ's blunt accusations could be the thing that finally pushes her over the edge. So the question becomes, will Gabby and JJ finally break through the walls they've built between them? Will they speak the truths they've buried for so long? Or are they doomed to repeat the same painful pattern, turning every conversation into a battleground? Whatever happens, one thing is certain. Salem isn't big enough for unresolved tension like this to stay quiet for long. While Salem buzzes with secrets and confrontations, one man is quietly unraveling. Javi Hernandez, typically guarded and proud, is reaching an emotional tipping point. Overwhelmed by the chaos unfolding around him, and perhaps by personal demons he can no longer suppress, Javi does something unexpected. he opens up. But the person he chooses to confide in? Leo Stark. On the surface, it's an odd choice. Leo is known more for his sarcasm, flair, and scheming than for being a shoulder to cry on. But beneath the flamboyance, Leo has a surprising ability to listen, especially when the story has layers, drama, and potential leverage. Javi's confession is raw and unfiltered. He talks about the growing pressure of being a Hernandez in a town where loyalty is currency but secrets are poison. He hints at a complicated connection with Doug Williams III, and perhaps even jealousy surrounding Ari's relationship with Doug. There may also be buried guilt tied to family mistakes, decisions he made that he's now questioning in the harsh light of recent events. He unloads about feeling unseen, about living in the shadow of others, about the ache of being misunderstood, even by those he tries hardest to protect. Leo, to his credit, stays quiet. For now. But viewers know Leo well enough to recognize this moment won't stay private forever. Whether he uses Javi's truth to help or harm remains to be seen. After all, Leo walks a fine line between empathy and opportunism. This interaction isn't just about Javi blowing off steam, it's about shifting alliances and emotional leverage. Will Javi's moment of vulnerability finally set him free? Or will he regret trusting someone who knows exactly how to turn pain into power? As the emotional weight in Salem continues to grow heavier, Sean Brady finds himself caught in one of life's cruelest limbos, watching his father fade, powerless to help. Bo Brady's sepsis battle shows no improvement. The doctors remain vague, the updates sterile, and the man Sean once viewed as indestructible now lies silent, motionless, and slipping further from reach. In his darkest hour, someone from his past steps forward with quiet strength, Belle Black. Though their romantic chapter has long since closed, what remains between them is real and rooted. A bond forged through shared history, mutual respect, and once deep love. Today, that connection comes alive again. Sean doesn't need grand gestures. He doesn't need speeches or solutions. He needs someone to see him. Belle sits next to him in the hospital corridor, her presence calm and steady. She doesn't try to fix the moment. She just listens. When Sean's voice cracks while talking about Bo's worsening condition, Belle reaches for his hand. When he finally breaks down, grief, exhaustion, and helplessness pouring out, she wraps her arms around him, offering the kind of comfort that only someone who knows him completely can provide. It's not romantic, but it's intimate. It's not passionate, but it's profoundly personal. And as the silence between them settles into something soft and familiar, fans may begin to wonder, could this be the beginning of a renewed bond? Or is this just a moment of clarity in the chaos? For now, it's enough to know that in the middle of heartbreak, two people found their way back to each other, if only briefly. And in Salem, even the smallest spark can reignite a long-forgotten flame. Over in Salem's ever-volatile political arena, a new power move is brewing, and it's one that could reshape alliances, ignite rivalries, and leave reputations in ruins. E.J. DiMera, always one step ahead and two steps into trouble, is once again making headlines. But this time, it's not with a courtroom battle or a DiMera family feud. It's with a surprising proposition aimed at none other than Paulina Price. To say their history is rocky would be an understatement. EJ has tried to manipulate, outmaneuver, and undermine Paulina before, and Paulina, in return, has made it clear she doesn't trust EJ as far as she can throw him. Their dynamic has always been tense, two alphas who never back down. So why is EJ approaching her now? Because desperation changes the game. EJ may be facing a scandal he can't clean up on his own, whether it's political fallout from the EJ DiMera trial, hidden truths about EJ's involvement in recent cover-ups, or strategic losses inside DiMera Enterprises. He needs someone with political savvy, public appeal, and a willingness to bend the rules. And Paulina? She fits all three. But Paulina isn't blind. She knows a snake when she sees one. And if she senses this alliance is more about using her than working with her, she won't just walk away, she'll go for the jugular. Still, Paulina has her own reasons for listening. She may be trying to protect Chanel, fight back against political enemies of her own, or simply gain leverage in a game that's always been dominated by men. Teaming up with EJ could be dangerous, but it could also put her back in the driver's seat. What makes this pairing so compelling is the unpredictability. Both EJ and Paulina are smart, resourceful, and unafraid to play dirty. But neither of them is willing to lose. That means any alliance between them is like balancing on a razor's edge. A single misstep could turn this collaboration into a war. So what are they planning? A calculated smear campaign? A political takedown of a mutual enemy? Or is one of them setting a trap, hoping the other falls in? Whatever it is, one thing is clear. Salem's power structure is about to be shaken. And when two titans like EJ and Paulina join forces, or collide, the fallout is never small. May 20th isn't just another day in Salem, it's a turning point. Ari's return could fracture her bond with Gabby forever. Gabby and JJ's clash might reopen wounds that never fully healed. Javi's confession could shift public perception, and Leo might twist it to his advantage. Shawn and Belle's tender moment could hint at a second chance, or stir up even more heartbreak. And EJ and Paulina's alliance might change the landscape of power in Salem in ways no one sees coming. So what do you think? Will Gabby discover Ari's secret, and how will she react? Can Shawn and Belle rebuild what they once had? And is Leo planning to use Javi's truth against him? Drop your theories in the comments below. Let's talk it out, because when it comes to Salem, no secret stays buried, no grudge fades quietly, and no heart stays unbroken for long. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, so you never miss a single twist, betrayal, or heartbreak from Days of Our Lives. Because in this town, reunions are rarely peaceful, confessions are never innocent, and revenge is always just around the corner.